Mm. Okay, I am casting. Mute this. Let me go ahead and make this widescreen. Hmm. Hello, hello. Can I hear my voice? Okay, it's working. Why is chat not showing up though? Hi, I'm just trying to figure this out real quick. Yeah, chat's not working up here. Hmm. How did I get it to work yesterday? Oh, I know what I need to do. Uh, don't I have to? This will end your cast. Stop showing your YouTube live chat. It's not even showing chat to begin with. Okay, I think I have to end this and restart it. So let me hit go live again. Continue. Now the chat should come up, right? Just wait for it to connect. Hmm. Why isn't it connecting to the cast? It said it's already casting to another window or tab. Restart. I definitely need to get used to this, okay? And is chat gonna show up now? Yep, there it is. Can I click on any of this stuff? Don't. Okay, I guess I can't click on none of this. And that's okay. Chat appears at the top. I don't care how weird it looks. Let me turn up the volume. And there we go. Last thing I need to do is a volume test to make sure the volume's working. Let me just get a sound effects chip and play a sound effect.
Blue team scores.
Okay, and that works. But I'm hearing the audio from my computer. I don't want that. I'm pretty sure it will still play even if I got my computer muted, right?
Blue team scores.
Yep, it still plays. Okay. So this is how I got set up everything. And chat appears right there. I don't know if chat is good on the top though. I kinda don't want to lift my neck up too much. Is it better on the bottom? Definitely not. My headset feels like it's falling off. Maybe the right or the left. Okay, I'll do the right. No, the right's completely fine. Okay, and now I can finally start the live stream. So the first thing I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna do some build requests from my YouTube channel. So let me actually get off of this map. I need to turn off my notifications though real quick before I get too many of them. There we go. Oh, that's why I'm hearing the audio. It's my phone. Let me turn down my phone audio. So I need to go to create a room, and I think I'm just gonna create a new room. Let's just call this room build request. I guess that will work. Build request. I don't know why, but it feels like it's harder to oh, what am I building? I am going to do some build requests on my YouTube channel. If you want to leave some on a video, I will read the comments, but for right now, I'm just going to do the ones that I was planning on doing today, which is going to be a tornado that works like a tornado and starts with stat points. And then after I'm done with that, hopefully I can
this room on your watch.
Hopefully I can go ahead and start doing some builds on my map, because my map is almost done and ready to play, or it might actually be done. I need to keep checking. And I'm going to do this in Rooms 1.0. I mean, Rooms 2.0 is kind of different because it has no roll chips and things like that. So I think I'm going to stick to Rooms 1.0 for now until Rooms 2.0 more people just use it. And I honestly don't know if people would rather me do Rooms 2.0 or 1.0. I'm going to stay in Rooms 1.0 for now. So the first thing we're going to do is start with the stats, because that one's the easiest. So I'm just going to get an int variable. So I'm going to place this right here, and I'm going to copy this down 3 times. Let's spread it out a little bit. So if I remember correctly, let me actually go over to, because if I remember correctly, the person said stats. I don't think it matters. I think I can just name it stat 1, 2, and 3. Okay, I'm just going to name this one stat 1. Stat 1. Do I want it synced? And no, I don't want it synced. I will make it a cloud variable though, so it saves from room to room and every time you visit. Ooh, that was a bad idea. It went ahead and erased my stat 1. Stat 1. I need to submit the name, that's why it didn't work. Anything else, I just need the cloud variable on. Yeah. Okay, this one will be named stat2. Stat2. And the last one will be named stat3. You can have as many stats as you want, but I'm just gonna go up to 3 stats because that's what the person asked for. So. For some reason, they're spaced out a little unevenly. Let me change that. Yeah, that's good. Maybe this one's the one that's strange. Okay, now that I have the stats, the person asked me to make stat points, so you can put stat points into it. So I'm going to go ahead and get a go and get a 2-string chip. And the reason I'm getting a 2-string chip is so I can take the number value here, and after I take the number value here, I'll put it into 2-string chip and change it into a text value. So I can display this as text instead of a number. The reason I'm doing that is it just makes it easier for me to just get a text gadget and just put up the stat right here. So I'll just simply put text right here, make sure they don't bump into each other. And then what I'm going to do is just connect it like this. Of course, we're going to change that later, but as you see, if I connect the executes as so, and I click on this, it's going to show a 0 right there. And those are going to be your stats. But what do the stats mean? That's what I'm going to do next. I'm going to get a string format chip. And what the string format chip does is it will take that number and add it to the text based on the variable that I replace. So I'm just going to spawn one of these in. So the format is going to be the text. So for example, let's say my first stat is strength. So I'm going to put strength, maybe this semicolon, and then on the next line under strength, I'm going to get the squiggly brackets, a 0 in the next squiggly brackets, and that basically replaces it with the value underneath the format. That's why I needed the 2-string chip. So now if I look at this, it will say strength, but it doesn't have that 0 there because it's a variable. So I'll just put the variable here, and then I will replace this with that, and now it should say strength 0. And there you go. So I'm just going to rinse and repeat with all of them. So whatever stat you want. So for example, oops, sorry, didn't want to do that. Make sure you delete the right thing. I'm going to change this to speed. Connect the value here and the text from the string format there. And the same here. This will be, I don't know, strength, speed, and probably go with jump. Jump. Yeah, let's just go with jump. I don't mind having jump as a stat. And now let's get all of them to say that. And there you go. There's your stat board right there. Let's go ahead and get that closer to the wall so it's easier to see. Just gonna select everything. Just move it back. Okay, and there is your stat board. Now what we're going to do is we're going to make it so now you can actually put in the stat points to increase your speed. I'm just going to go ahead and move some of these over to organize it. It's always a good thing to organize your circuits. So just keep that in mind. Okay, so now that I organize circuits, the next thing is how am I going to get stat points to put in here? So there's many ways that I can do this, but I think the easiest is just making a consumable. I think that you don't need Rec Room Plus to make a consumable anymore. So that's really nice. So go into this room, go into settings, click on consumables, add a consumable, and I'm going to name this stat point. And the description is distribute sorry distribute to stats. And I got Rec Room Plus so I can make it tokens, but you're probably going to have to make a custom currency for this if you're I don't know if you want to make your game pay to win. Probably not, to be honest. Okay, so we got stat points, which is a consumable now. If you go to this room, go to settings and go to consumables, there's stat points. You can give it a nice picture if you want. And how are we going to get the stat points? I guess that depends on what you're doing. Maybe you want it to be like you complete a mission and you get a stat point, or maybe you click on a button after doing some parkour and you get a stat point. So let's go ahead and make some super simple parkour. Can you stand on that? Yeah, you can get on that. I can also fly. Okay, let's just make some simple, super simple parkour. And let's put a button up here. If you complete the parkour, you get to press the button and get a stat point. Button V1 Legacy. No, you don't want that. You want this one. So, for example, if this was at the end of a mission, you would want to connect the end of the mission to the circuits I'm about to show you. So if it's not a button, you can go ahead and do that. I'm going to rename the button this stat point so people don't get confused about what the button does. Stat +1 stat point. Yeah, let's go ahead and do +1 stat point so they know how many stat points they're getting. And after that, I'm going to turn off the sound so it's not annoying when you click it. And let's say whenever you click this, it sends you back to the start, so you can't just click on it multiple times. So let's just pretend that, because it would be annoying to set that up. Just waste a little more time. And now to get the consumable, what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and type in consumable. I don't want the consumable store button. Yeah, I want a word consumable. So I am going to get a word consumable. And I'm just going to go ahead and spawn these chips in so I don't have to spawn them in later. Okay, now that I got the award consumable chip, obviously there isn't a consumable here. So what I'm going to do is connect it to the consumable chip, and I'm going to choose my stat point consumable. This is going to be what you get as a reward. So I'm going to place this right here. The player is, I mean, you can have it local player. Local player is just the person who hits the button or activates it. But I'm just going to make it simpler, and I'm just going to have it so I connect it to the button. And the quantity it awards will be 1. So if I go into my room inventory right now, you're going to notice I don't have any consumables. If I go ahead and complete this super easy parkour, if my controller drift would stop acting up. Super easy parkour. Anybody could do it, controller drift. Don't. Okay, let's just hit the button because my controller drift wanna act up. So as you see, it activates. Now if I go into my room inventory, I got 1 stat point. I can go ahead and use it, but it's just going to stay on activating because I haven't hooked up the activate or deactivate chips. That's what I am going to plan to do. So obviously you don't want to really use your stat point in here. You most likely will want to use it over here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to get another int variable. And I am going to put the int variable, let's just say right here. I'm going to connect it to that execute. And I'm going to name this to stat point bank. This is going to be the bank for all your stat points. Stat point bank. Space. There we go. I'm going to submit this before I make it a cloud variable. You always want to make it a cloud variable so it saves whenever you exit the room. It would be really annoying in a venture map if you stayed in it all day and you came back the next day and, oh, look, I got 0 stat points. That sucks. So this will be the stat point bank. I'm going to get a addition chip because we're going to be adding 1 point every time we get this. And yeah, I know what you're saying. We could have just done this from the beginning and just hook this up to the button right here so it didn't give you consumable, it just straight up gives you a point. But the reason I'm not doing that is because if you get a stat point you use in your inventory, it kind of feels like you actually got something and, you know, you actually know it's there, because obviously if you click a button, it's kind of hard to tell. It just feels better. It just feels better. So I'm going to keep it this way. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to connect the consumable to this activate chip. And whenever this activates, it's going to give 1 stat point. So let's go ahead and test that out real quick because there was a issue using it before. Gotta go into my room inventory. Yeah, it still has trouble activating. I think it's because I need to connect this to something, but I don't exactly know what I have to connect it to because it's been so long. Let me go ahead and type in consumable one more time. Controller? Oh, it's not controller drift. The keyboard's moving my face. It's a bit annoying. Okay, we got the consumable buttons, consumable constant. I'm pretty sure there's a chip that whenever you use it, it will activate. Okay, I have no idea how to activate this. I think I'm gonna have to connect this to a button. Let me go ahead and save the room. I need to go to another room to see how I did it. It's been a while since I've done this. So this may be a bit laggy going to this room, but I have no choice but to go to this room. Black Ops 1, private. I think it is on the Keynote Totem map. Yeah, Keynote or Totem. Oh. Yeah, I definitely should have charged that up earlier. That's my fault. I'm not gonna worry about it now. Okay. Here's my hands. Hands pop up. There we go. So below the map, this is what I worked on quite a while ago. Some of the chips are depreciated, but I have it where it will activate the consumables. So what I have here, okay, so yeah, that's what I thought. It's an event receiver. I should have probably figured it out because it needed to be activated by an event of some sorts. That would make sense. Okay. So I'm going to get a event receiver. Event receiver, yeah. And I will place it right over here. Configure the event receiver until, no, yeah, you want to use consumable used, not consumable purchased. And yes, you can go ahead and connect this to the award consumable. Well, not the consumable used, but the consumable purchased. You can connect to that. So whenever you purchase it, it will award you a consumable point. That's in case you want people to buy it. Invalid consumable. I think that's why I use a if chip. So I will get a if chip here. Ooh, the circuits are looking a bit unorganized. Was that an if chip I used? I don't know why this says invalid consumable. I don't think this needs to say anything. I think I can just use that and okay, let me just go ahead and test it out. This room inventory. Yeah, so it activates. But you see, since I don't have it connected to the deactivate thing, it's going to stay activated. And yeah, but it went ahead and added a stop point, and now I got 0 consumables. What I should do is after it activates, I should tie it to the consumable deactivate, so it deactivates it right away. And then after it deactivates, I will connect it to the stop points. And there's your stop point right there. So, since it's, yeah. You can't purchase the consumables, it's because I'm the creator of the map. That's why I can do that. Yeah. So, it's a little broken now because of what I did. So let me go ahead and deactivate it real quick. Little broken. Okay, now if I use it, you see the stop point goes away and I get my stop point. And now we're going to go back over here to where we're going to have it where you can click on something and it will transfer the points here. I'm going to go ahead and also get an event receiver. Because I noticed that the text isn't saying anything right now. It just went back to the default text. I'm going to go ahead and change that. I'm going to configure this to not player joined. Well, actually, yeah, probably player joined. Because to be honest, I don't know if you want this unsynced or synced so other people can see it. It doesn't really matter. But you should probably have this on player join, so whenever someone joins, their stats will pop up here. But if it's not a single player map, you probably want to use a button in case you want it unsynced. Event receiver, player join. So whenever someone joins, it will activate all the text in order. So I'm just going to go ahead and activate this, and here you go. I'll activate it in order. Real easy fix. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to have 3 buttons. And based on which button you press, it will distribute the point to what you need it to be distributed to. So I'm going to get 3 buttons. You don't exactly need to use buttons. You can also use interaction volumes and other stuff, but I just like to use a button. Let's rename this to +1 strength. I don't know why. It's weird. Okay. It needs a space. I thought I could press enter and it would make a second line. I guess not. Okay, so now it wants to make a second line. Okay, thank you, game. Let's do +1 speed. And let's do +1 jump. What jump is going to measure is your jump height. +1 jump. Now that we have this, what I'm going to do is I'm going to wire the buttons, obviously, over here, and add up the stats. So strength, speed, and jump. And here I want to have a add chip for the int variable. That way, whenever I click on the button, it will add the stat by 1, and it will reset the text. So I'm going to connect all the add chips like this. Going to have it add 1, 1, and 1. Oh, yeah, and if you're wondering how I'm going to set this up to the bank, let me do that real quick, because right now, if I really wanted to, I could just keep pressing this and get multiple jump points in my stat. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to get a greater than or equal to chip. So greater than or equal to, I'm going to place it right here. And I'm going to get an if chip with the greater or equal to chip. If. Okay, so now I'm going to put the stat points here. And if your stat points are greater or equal to 1, the reason I'm not having it 0 is because it will be equal to 0. I don't want it to work when it's equal to 0. I only want it to work when it's equal to 1. If it's less than 1, it won't work. So greater or equal to 1, which is true. So now if I hit on any of these buttons, it should work. But since I have 3 separate stats, I want to have this chip 3 separate times because I can't have the executes all connect to 1. I could have them all connect to 1 and then read which stat you're clicking, but I'm not trying to do more work. So I'm going to connect this to the strength. I'm going to connect this to speed and connect this to jump. And just like this one, I'm going to have this if it's greater or equal to 1. Then I will connect them like so. And now it will check if it's greater or equal to 1, your stop points. On that note, I was going to stop here, but let me go ahead and make it so you can see how many stat points you got. That'll probably be a good thing to do. So I'm going to copy over this text right here. Yeah, I'm going to copy over this text right here. I'll have your stat points right here. We need a string format chip, obviously. Need a toString chip for your stat points. And just like we did to the other one, we connect this to the text. I'm actually going to connect this down here to this set text. That way when you join, it will also do this too. And I'm going to name this stat points. I need to make sure that I am clearing out the right letters. So let's name this to stat points. And now it should show the stat points whenever I click on this. So yeah, there's my stat point. So I'm gonna scale that up a bit, so it looks easier. So it's easier to see. And is there anything else that could possibly make this better? Oh yeah, like I was saying earlier, if you're not gonna have a button like this, if you just want to award someone the stat point, you can go ahead and connect the award consumable to anything, and this will award them the consumable. And now let me go ahead and add up my stats. So as you see, I added it up. Oops. Yeah, I should have probably figured out what happened. So what is happening right now is this a simple consumable warning system. Yeah, I am doing a request to make a stat point system where you get stat points and you can go ahead and increase your stats. But it seems I messed up a little bit. So what I have is you can use the stat points, but it doesn't get rid of the stat points. So I can just infinitely click on that. So what I need to do is I need to get the stat point bank over here. And I'm going to place it right here. Yes, an RPG. This would be very nice to have an RPG. So you want to get the subtract. This is so whenever you use it, it will subtract a point from your stat points. Subtract 1 point. And of course, you want to connect this to all of them. So I could connect it to the end here, or I could just connect them all here, but then I would have to have 3 of these. So I think I'm just going to connect this here. And now I should be able to add 1 to my jump and should stop at 2. Why is this still saying 1, but I can't add anything else? You know why it's probably saying that? It's probably because it doesn't update afterwards. That would actually make sense. So if I click on this, this checks if it's greater or equal to 1. That's why it's staying at 1. Let's go ahead and reset this back to 0. Yeah, my stat points are at 0. So it's just a visual bug that it's staying at 1. Hmm. Maybe I should also connect the else's to this. Yeah, I think I'm gonna connect the else's to this. But if I do that, then it's just gonna keep subtracting, right? Yeah, okay. Yeah, don't connect the else's to that. That's a bad idea. Don't do that. How can I reset this back to 0? Disconnect this. There. It's back to 0. I can set the text. So for right now, it stays at 1 because whenever you click on this, it checks if it's greater or equal to 1. Oh, that's how. So besides using a greater or equal to chip, we're just going to use a greater than chip. I always make this mistake whenever I'm making these kind of systems. Greater or equal to doesn't exactly work because that will always stay at 1, but I want it to go back to 0. So I am going to go ahead and switch out the greater than or equal to chips. And I can connect it like this. Why is this -1? Okay, -1. Why is this -1? I have, okay, I don't know why it's -1. Anyway, have this greater than 0. So now, whenever I get stop points, let me click the stop point thing, +1 stop point. Use a consumable. Okay, we got 1 stop point. Why did it start at -1? I don't understand why it started at -1. Oh, you know why it starts at -1? Because this subtracts right when the game starts. Yeah, that's probably not a good thing. Well, I'm okay with always scuffing these things up a little bit. This is just how the building process goes. I should have just made a video and cut all this out. But, I am just going to make this easy, and I'm just going to copy this 3 times. That will make my life easier. So I'm going to copy this 3 times. And now whenever you use a point, it will subtract a point. Simplest way to do it. Just uses a bit more chips, if you're okay with that. Okay, and now if I go over here, let me get 2 stop points. 1, 2. Wait, did I click on this 2 times and only gave me 1? Inventory 2. Is it because I clicked on the button too fast? So weird. Okay, I don't know what's happening there. But I got 6 stat points, so now I should be able to click on this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Yeah, and it goes back to 0. And it doesn't go up anymore or down anymore. So now it works because I changed this to greater than. And also I changed this to doing that. So there you go. It works. Since this is taking so long, I may do the tornado in another video. Because I kind of want to add the rows onto this. Because right now I got the stop system. but I also need to show the roles too, because if I don't show the roles, then why would you have a stat system but your roles don't actually work, right? So I also need to show this with roles too. So type in the role chip. Now that you got a role chip, we are going to place 3 of these here. So 1, 2, and 3. You're going to want to name all your roles something different. I'm not going to waste my time saying strength, speed, and jump. You probably want to do that though, because keeping track of what the chips are is crucial if you're working with chips. So I'm just going to name this 1, 2, and 3 for the sake of this tutorial. Okay, so increase your strength. Let's go with speed, because to be honest, strength, I don't really know what to increase on a person's role to increase the strength. But speed, I know how to increase. So let's say you want to increase your speed. So how do I increase speed? I have to increase the role itself. Do I need a separate role for the speed? Let me go ahead and, because I'm pretty sure velocity is speed, right? What's this chip? Wait, why is there something just called speed? What is this? Oh, that's an invention. I don't know. Okay, forget that then. Yeah, so it's definitely velocity. So hard to type with this full body outfit sometimes. Velocity add or velocity set. Okay. Isn't there also a combatant chip that I could do this with too? Combatant. Combatant. The combat. You gotta be joking. The combatant chips are in beta. That's the one thing I forgot to do with this room. I always forget to change things in beta. I hate how the combatant chips have been in beta for so long. I swear they're never gonna come out of beta. How do I change a room to beta? Is it in settings? It's been a while since I played this game. Yeah, this is how I change it to beta. I need to change it to beta. That kind of sucks that the combatant chips are still in beta, but that is fine. Because I'll just change my room to beta. Shouldn't change anything. The room should stay exactly the same like it always was. So now if I type in combatant, yeah. So this gets the velocity of the combatant. I think I'm gonna get this so I can show the velocity of the person's getting higher. Let's go ahead and connect this to the speed button, whoever presses that. And whenever I press that, it should show the speed and velocity there. So I think if I set this to 1 and I go ahead and, well, I need a local player chip. If you keep typing things like that, I will time you out. But anyway, local player, local player, local players VR. Does this get if the local players in VR? And there's one for screen mode? No, this just gets if the local players in VR. So that's a VR only chip. Got you. Local player, we're gonna connect it to this. Now if I do that, kind of weird. A second, I want to see. So I'm gonna connect this to the local player. So if I have this be 10 and I click on this, will I go faster? No. Oh, it's so annoying with controller drift. So that's not it. Understandable. How do you change the speed of something? I forgot. I'm pretty sure there's an easy way to change the speed of something too. Okay. I think I understand now. Set. Set camera shade, set the sets leaderboard, set HUD element. There's so many set chips in here. It's gonna take so long for me to find what I'm looking for. Set position. You know, now that I'm thinking about it, I don't think there's a chip to set the exact speed. I think you would have to be in rooms 2.0 to do that. And I just made all this in rooms 1.0. You know, okay, I got it. Since they made it so you can take inventions to room 2.0, I am going to make all this an invention and I'm going to bring this to rooms 2.0 so I don't need to deal with remaking this. Did I, okay, no. I'm gonna name this that point system. That point system next. Save it with a room anchor. No. Confirm, and there we go. Now I'm gonna go to a room that is in rooms 2.0. That sucks that I can't do this in rooms 1.0. I hope whoever made the request is building something in rooms 2.0, because if they're not, then yeah, this sucks. Building request 2. I'll save this room just in case it doesn't work. So if I turn more to the right, now you'll turn over here. Chat's gonna appear over there. Okay, now that I'm in here, I can go here. Where's my hands? Thank you. So if I go over to the palette, inventions, let's go to the one I just saved. Yeah, some items may be removed. Okay. Import successful. Seems that it's not going the right way though. Seems a bit wow. Seems a bit weird right now. I see. So I remove those. I'm gonna have to turn off the snapping and fix this. Everything's turned all weird. I honestly think that's good enough. So now that we're in rooms 2.0, I'm going to have to probably get rid of the button dang, or at least do something else. Because I think in rooms 2.0 there's no consumables, but in rooms 2.0 you actually have inventory items. So we probably need to make this into an inventory item. That's fine. That is completely fine. Inventory. I knew I ran into a problem when I was making this before. I did this a long time ago, and I ran into a problem with not being able to change a person's actual speed and everything. But I think you can do that in rooms 2.0 now. So, inventory item add. Let's have it so it adds an inventory item. And I'm going to make that a stop point. So let me go ahead and make that real quick. Inventory item. And this is going to be stop point. I'm just going to keep the default image. Well, actually, let's go ahead and make this a crown. I think a crown looks better. Let's make it look green. Adds a button that can be connected to circuits. Yeah, let's go ahead and do that. And set the visibility with item. This is definitely new. Show count and equipment slots. Yeah, let's go ahead and save that. And I'm going to add my inventory item there. Go ahead and add it to the player who clicks on the button. They will get a stop point. So now if I click on this, I will have an inventory item. I'm pretty sure you can see this below the watch, right? Yeah, you can open the room inventory from your watch. And there's a stop point. I can equip it in my slots, which I actually don't know if I can. No. And I can go ahead and use this, but since it's not connected to nothing is going to happen. So I want to get inventory item remove. So whenever I do use it, it removes itself. Inventory item use. So if I go ahead and use the inventory item, which I think should be in the event receiver, right? Yeah, inventory item used, it's in the event receiver. So I basically just changed all the consumable chips to inventory chips. That's completely fine. So when I use the inventory item, it is going to add a stat point. Well, first it's going to remove the inventory item. And after it removes the inventory item, it is going to add a stat point. Where's the stat point? Right here. So now if I go ahead and click this 2 times, now finally if I go down here and hit my room inventory, I got 3 of these. If I use all 3 of them, why did I use all 3 of them? Oh, I didn't even do that. What? Why does it say 149 all of a sudden? It's kind of random. Wait a second. Inventory item use. So I use the inventory item. Goes straight up to 150. What? What? I'm gonna have to plug in my headset. Why did it go to 150? Now that confuses me even more. I mean, I haven't built too long in Rooms 2.0, but that just straight up confuses me. Like, why the heck is that 150? That doesn't make sense. Is there a problem with my circuits since I imported them? Because I need to check it again after I go ahead and plug in my headset. Give me a second to find where I have to plug it in. Hey, having to take off the headset just to find where to plug it in. There we go. So why does it go to 150? I would kind of like to know that. Let's see. Use the inventory item, right? It adds 1 to your inventory. It subtracts 1. And it goes down here, which it should add 1. But it's adding 150. I think there's something I'm not getting. Go ahead and save the room. Maybe it's a bug, right? Gotta be a bug. There's no reason that it should be saying 150, right? Or maybe I'm just being stupid. That seems kind of weird to me. So if I click on this, it gives me 1. Okay. And now if I go ahead and use it, I should go ahead and get 1 stop point, right? Okay. Maybe it's because I need to delete it and get another one. Sometimes that does happen. Okay, so I'm going to delete this. And I'm going to bring one from over here. And I'm going to connect it to the run this time. Okay, now whenever I use a stop point, it should only give me 1, right? Now it's 100? Is it 100 now? Hi, welcome. I'm trying to figure out why this is happening right now. So, right now I'm building a stop point system, which a person was asking for yesterday, but I can't understand why it's doing this. Maybe I'll have it go here, and maybe this way it'll add a 1. So now if I do this, and I use the inventory item, it should give me a 1, right? Now it's giving me 300. This could potentially be a bug. Okay, I was gonna do that after this. What is... I don't understand. Why is it adding random numbers? This has just got to be a bug, right? Like, if I go ahead and get an int variable and get an add, it's not going to add a random number. How to make an object thrower? Yeah, I can go ahead and do that. I'm just trying to figure out how to do this. Random numbers glitch, Rec Room has. In Rooms 1.0, this wasn't happening. I wonder if this is a Rooms 2.0 thing. Okay. This will definitely add a 1. This will 100% add a 1. So if I go ahead and click on this, it adds a 1. If I go ahead and do this, it adds a 1. But whenever I use an inventory item on something, it doesn't add a 1. Maybe I'm just understanding something wrong. Let me go ahead and check the inventory item. How does inventory items work? This seems a bit strange to me, like something's not connecting. Maybe it's just something simple. Inventory item get count. Inventory item get definition. Okay. Maybe there's something wrong with the inventory item itself. Settings, inventory items. Okay, stat points. There's the icon. There's the color. I have no description. Enable action button. Adds a button that can be connected to circuits. Set the visibility of this item. After I do this, I'm probably going to go build my map a little more. This is taking quite a bit, and yeah, I'm just hoping this doesn't take too much longer, because I know how to do this. It's just, why is it not working? Maybe I should just skip over to the next thing real quick. So it adds an inventory item when I click on this. And it removes one inventory item whenever I use one. And after it's complete, it should go ahead and just add a 1. But for some reason, it's not doing that. Oh, I see it adds the button right here. Something's not making sense to me. Inventory item add. Inventory item remove. Inventory item use. What's the description? Uses the inventory item, okay. Get all inventory items in the room. Get inventory item from name. Yeah. This just seems like it should be working. I'm not understanding why it's adding 300. Like, there's no reason it should be adding 300. Okay, so I guess we can't do the inventory item thing because it wants to act like this. I guess when it gets better, I'll make another video. But I guess we're just going to get rid of everything to do with the inventory. And I'm just going to make it so if you press the button, it just gives you a stat point. I don't know why inventory items are acting that way. And of course, connect this all here. If I make a video, I'll cut all this out. If I make a video, I'll cut all this out. I'm kind of just done with some of this stuff. So if I type in roles, there's no roll chips anymore in Rooms 2.0. There's no roll chip in 2.0 anymore. So instead of using a roll chip, I'm going to have to set it, let's see, I'm pretty sure there's some chips here. That's not it. That's definitely not it. I think I need to scroll all the way down until I get the player. Yeah. Player set can teleport, can fly, set aim assist, set wall climb, force manual sprint, set jump height, set. There's a whole lot of these set chips. I hate the scrolling on here. Set sprint speed. That's what I wanted. That's what I wanted. Set sprint speed. So I'm going to put this right here. Player set walk speed. Let's go ahead and get the walk speed too. Do I need to worry about anything else? Maybe slide speed, prone speed, and do they have a crouch speed? Crouch speed. I don't know if I need to set all these or not, or if I can just set one of them. Well, I'm assuming I'm gonna have to set all these to set the speed. I'd rather them have only one. Oh, I got a great idea. I have a wonderful idea. So, is that idea gonna work though? Let me go ahead and get a float variable, because I'm not trying to manually change each one of their speeds one by one. That will be very slow and it would suck. So I'm going to get a float variable, and then I'm going to get an add chip. So what I'm going to do is every time I increase the speed of my stat, I'm going to add 1 to this. And hopefully I can just connect all of these to here. Or maybe I can... So what I'm going to do is I'm going to have 1 here. And connect all of these to this. So I'm assuming with 0 walk speed, you would not be able to walk, right? Go ahead and test that out real quick. No, I can walk. So does it not change anything? What if I change this to 50? Will I be able to walk really fast? Doesn't really be seeming to do nothing. And you see, this is kind of why I've been sticking to Rooms 1.0. I don't think Rooms 2.0 is quite there yet when it's working. Because I ran into quite a few issues trying to make maps in Rooms 2.0. You know, here's what I'll do. So, I am not going to continue making this. What I'm going to do is I'm going to give you everything you need to set up a stat system. And in another video, I will come back to this, because clearly I need to do some things, because the game wants to act up all the time. But I will come back and do this. Okay. What the... So it's only when you drop the maker pen. Oh my gosh. Why is it? It's always whenever... And now that I'm not... So even when I'm walking with the maker pen, it doesn't change nothing. But the second I drop the maker pen... This game makes some weird decisions sometimes. Well, I guess it worked. I guess I'll undelete this. This is gonna be the most scuffed tutorial I ever made. I was hoping this went a lot better than it did. I was really hoping this went a lot better than it did. Because right now it's kind of acting really Yeah. So now if I drop the maker pen, yeah, it shows that I can't move because I got 0 speed. So what I'm going to do is I am going to have this add. Wait a second. Before that, I want to see if I add a simple 1 to this, how much does my speed increase? Okay, it increases a good amount, so adding 1 is not exactly a bad idea. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to connect all of these to here. And whenever the game starts, or whenever you join the room, it will add a 1 here. And now if I go ahead and do this, all of these should be 1. As you can see, I walk slow, I sprint slow, slow when I crouch. And I swear this isn't the controller drift kicking in, because I definitely do got controller drift. But I swear it's not the controller drift. And which one is the speed? This is the speed stat right here. It's an int variable and this is a float variable. Is there a way to change int to float? I'm pretty sure there is a way to change int to float. So if I type in int, yeah, there's an int to float chip. So besides having this float variable here, I'm going to take this stat and I'm going to have it here. So now I don't even need this. And on one note, since it's 0, you should probably have your stats at 1, because if all these are at 0, your player is just going to be stuck and won't be able to move. So you probably want to at least add 1 when the game starts. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take each of these stat chips. Yeah, I'm going to take each of these stat chips with add chips, and I'm going to add 1 when the game starts. That way the player will not be stuck and wondering why the game sucks because he can't move. And there we go. Let's go ahead and connect this to all the stats here. Let's add 1. Actually, now that I think about it, this should probably be the first thing. Because if I have it set this, it's going to set all these 0 when your real stats are 1. So to be honest, it should probably set your stats to 1 first. And then it should set the text. Then after it sets the text, it should go over here. Now I'm going to connect all these, have them add a 1, and hopefully I won't have to deal with this ever again, because this was quite annoying. Like I said, I don't build in Rooms 2.0, so I don't exactly know the ins and outs. That inventory thing just seemed pretty broken to me, but I probably just don't understand something. I was probably doing something wrong. I hope I was doing something wrong anyway. So now if I do this, all my stats are going to be 1. Oh, you know, I should probably connect all these too. So it actually sets all these to 1. And there we go. You got your speed right there. Should I do the same for strength and jump? I really don't want to, but I'm going to go ahead and do that. So I'm going to get jump. That's not a chip. Locomotion request jump. Set jump height. That's what I want. Luckily, there's only 1 chip that I need to do for this, so I'll place it down here. And I need another int to float. I also need a 3rd one for the strength stat. I will connect it to stat 3. Connect this down here. And of course, connect this over here. And for the strength stat, I actually don't know what the strength stat should be for. What should the strength stat be for? The strength stat should be player set. It has to be over here where you can actually set stuff. What should the strength be for? I don't know what the strength should be for. That's pretty interesting. I don't think that would really work well. Yeah, so we're going to leave the strength stat alone, but if any of you want to connect something to that, I'm going to leave it like that. And here is your stat system. So if I click on the button right here, click, 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 I get my stat points. Let's see. Let me go ahead and set everything. So you'll see my jump is a 1 right now. So now if I go ahead and second, I got 5 stat points, right? Error. Oh, this isn't connected to my stat points. That's why. Okay, I have 5 stat points. My jump is what? Oh, it's because it adds 1 when you join the game. Oh my gosh. Annoying. Real annoying. Set to 0. Set to 0. And set to 0. Okay. So I'm a new player. I just joined the game. My stats are at 1. I'm jumping real low. Let's say I don't like jumping low and I want to dump all my stat points into jump. Now I'm jumping really high. Wow. That was a fun tutorial. I did not have fun really doing that, but I will cut together what I can on YouTube and make a video of it. Yeah, so here's all the circuits if any of you are wondering. Here's all the circuits. I want everyone to get a good view of all the circuits. And now that we're done with this, let me go to my map because I was building that and it is actually pretty close to being done, which I'm excited for. I honestly should wait a second. No, I can't do that because my Oculus charger is taking up the space. That sucks. Okay. So, the thing with my Mario Party DS map. Do I got my music volume down? Do I got my music volume down? I should probably check that before joining the map. I'm gonna hope my music volume's down. Anyway, my Mario Party map, I need to build some more of it and make it look real nice. But the circuits are basically all really done. I wish I could add more, but I really can't add more. The reason I can't really add more is because my circuits are at 5,000 of 5,000. Well, not 5,000, 5,000. I could add a little more circuits. I did clean up a bit of space yesterday, but I really can't add too much of anything else. I wish I could, but I really can't. So, I actually wanted to make a video about this yesterday, but I was busy. So, yesterday I was figuring out how to solve some issues on the map. Let me go up here with all the circuits. Okay, it's a bit laggy. It's a little bit laggy. Okay, so I was trying to fix an issue where when someone threw the dice, I'm trying to find the circuits for that real quick. It should be, yeah, right here. I solved this at the end of last stream. So basically, whenever someone got the dice, it would start this delay chip and it would give you the dice. But if you didn't throw the dice in 15 seconds, it would respawn the dice back in your hand. But the problem with that was if you're looking at last stream, whenever someone drew the dice, it would respawn back in their holster. So the reason it did that is because I had the sequence chip out of order. So now I fixed it, I tested it out, and it works. I also made a few little additions to the map. So now if you go over here, is it here? Yeah, so now you won't just be sitting there not knowing what other people are what other people are doing in the map. Whenever someone lands on a space, it will tell you that they landed on a space. So now you're not just sitting there wondering what's happening. Now it's going to be like, okay, roll the dice. Okay, it's a zombie's turn. Zombie rolled a 5. Zombie landed on a event space. Or maybe it's going to say he landed on a friend space. Just adding a few things to the map so you know what's going on and you're not just getting bored standing there like, wow, when is this person going to get off his turn and it's finally going to be my turn? The other thing is, since I fixed that bug with the dice respawning your holster, I also made it so whenever it lands on its side, because obviously since you're standing still and it landed on its side, you can't just go over and pick up the dice and re-roll it. So if you wait 15 seconds, it's just going to respawn in your holster again. So basically, I made the whole map automatic. Everything works automatically. So you don't have to think about anything. You just need to play the map. And it's just as easy as rolling a dice and moving the piece. Just like a real life board game. Like imagine Monopoly. You just roll the dice. You just go. You do whatever that space tells you to do. It's someone else's turn. I don't know why the text is acting like this, by the way. I ran into this bug yesterday where the text is acting all weird. I don't know why it's acting weird. This is supposed to be the how to play section. The rules of how to play. But, you know. For some reason, it wants to act up and not work. So I was wondering if... Wait a second. Why is the text acting like that? Wait a second. I didn't notice this yesterday. All the text is acting weird in the room. Like all these say turn. Wait a second. If I go ahead and click on this, it should fix all that, right? No. Okay, so there's something wrong with the text. Either that or I'm probably lagging a lot because of how many circuits are in the map. That's also a good possibility too. But this map is 100% ready to play. I do want to build some more to immerse a person even further because right now, you know, you're kind of just floating in the middle of nowhere. I kind of want to build up like a giant garden. So you kind of know that you're like really small. It's just a nice touch. Maybe I will make things look a bit better. Let's see. Anything else? Yeah, and don't worry about the dice situation. Because even if you do get another item, the item will 100% work. And yeah, the map's basically ready. So, I did name the save the final version. And I do plan to add a 3 or 2 player version eventually. Or maybe I can do that just now because let's be honest, all I need to do is copy the map over and just delete a few things. I also need to add a few more sounds and music and stuff, but other than that, it's very much ready. I'm pretty sure you can play it to full completion. I haven't had any time to test it out with anyone lately. Yeah, I do want to go to the main menu though. The main menu. Where is the main menu? Main menu. There it is. So now that I have kind of completed that, I wish I had at least a few hundred more chips So maybe I can add mini games in there, because right now you just play the board game and there's no mini games or anything. But I don't really have too many mini games right now. Like if I click on this, it's going to send me over here. I don't really remember if any of the mini games actually work that well, because it's been a while since I even been in here. But I will add more mini games and work on it, and hopefully everything works out just fine. But I think it's kinda ready. I do have another map that I was also working on. I may make a stream about building some of the maps. Let me go ahead and find it real quick. Create, let me type in Mario. So I got a Mario Kart Wii map with a whole bunch of maps and things like that. I'm not going to visit the map right now, but as you can see, I got quite a few maps, and I was thinking of making a stream where I just make the rest of the maps, because there's actually not that many maps I need to make. I think there's like 4, 8, 12. Yeah, there's not many maps that I need to make. So I could finish this map this year too. Anyway, that's really all I wanted to talk about. I think for right now, though, I might want to end the stream. I need to find out a different way, because right now, the way I'm recording is through the Oculus VR, and I'm thinking I should probably get I probably should get like one of those things where I got extra charge on the back of my headset. But for right now, I only have 2 hours to stream before my headset runs out. And if you're wondering why I'm tilting my head right now, it's because the charger is pulling on my headset because of how small it is. I wish it was as long as the Quest 1 charger, but, you know. So I might have to end the stream because my neck is actually starting to hurt a bit. And I have to figure out a different way. I wish I could live stream on PlayStation, but PlayStation live streaming, it crashes too much. And when it crashes, it just ends your live stream, which I still think is the dumbest thing ever. I could live stream on my computer on screen mode. I'll think about it. And also, I might start posting gameplay of other games in a different playlist, just in case people want to see them, because I do play other games. So I could. But for right now, I'm going to end the stream because my neck is really starting to hurt. So I will see you in the next stream. Leave a like, comment, subscribe, and I will see you in the next video.